Welcome to Justice for New York. My name is Char Collins. My website is justicefornewyork.com. My email is justicefornewyork@aol.com. I'm calling for a boycott of New York State. New York State strips our military personnel, veterans, and their family members of their constitutional and statutory rights. The Court of Appeals, rights to public trial, jury trials, courts of proper jurisdiction are not substantial rights. Right to competent assistance of counsel is not a substantial right in New York State. Pensions, if you have a pension, these are all on my website, different categories dealing with pensions. If you're divorced, your ex gets a part of your pension, you're not going to get your fair share. Children, child relationships. I have one father right now, served in Germany. Hasn't seen his son in over 3 years. What did he do? Absolutely nothing. Matter of fact, he ended up leaving the state because he wasn't able to see or talk to his son, even though he had a court order. The judge refuses to hear it. He filed a violation petition. 6 months later, the judge dismisses it. It goes back to the appellate court. The appellate court says it was improperly dismissed. That was in December of 16. He finally got a trial date in April of 18, a year and a half later, a year and 4 months later. Just got a ruling last month, giving him time. Still isn't talking to his son or anything else. Why? If he doesn't want to talk to you. They don't do anything. If he files another petition, it'll be another year before he has his matter heard in court. That's called due process and equal protection of the law for our veterans in New York State. They're doing it to everybody. Illegal support orders. I can tell you, 70% of the court orders I've seen do not comply with the law. And they're rare. I've only seen 1 or 2 that has been in the father's favor. 98% of them are all in the mother's favor. And it doesn't make any difference if they're in the military or not. They're going to get it. SCU scams. They're putting fathers in arrears, building up arrears to where they owe more than they should be. They have a new math accounting system. This is what they're doing to veterans. Veterans bought in to a closed courtroom. He didn't pay his child support for whatever reason. Some of them have a hard time. They don't care. The courtroom's closed. So they get to go to jail based upon a judge's ruling in a closed courtroom. Their right to a jury trial. They're not given that. They're not entitled to it. They fought for this country. They joined the military for this country. And they're being told they're not entitled to it because the Court of Appeals judges are cowards and won't address these issues. Child abuse by judges, law guardians, and social workers. That's in there. I had one psychologist even wrote a letter to, I think it was Department of Social Service, the head of it, and another one as a mandated reporter, stating how a 14-year-old girl was in imminent danger. And went through the whole thing why. The letter the little girl wrote, or the essay she wrote for class, and also the social workers or the psychologist's letter are on my website. This has to end. Why are the Democrats, who control all this, stripping our veterans of their constitutional rights? Why are they stripping the veterans' families? My father was a veteran. My stepfather was a veteran. Why should I be deprived of my constitutional rights? Even though I'm a family member, it doesn't make any difference. Nobody, whether they have a family member that was in the military, my son was a sergeant in the Marine Corps, was in Iraq. They're all being stripped. If he ended up in court, he'd be stripped of his rights also. There are a lot of veterans being stripped of their rights in New York State. It's got to end. Where are the veterans organizations? They need to stand up and start fighting for it. I know a couple of them won't. I know one in Albany won't, because the head of it is the assistant district attorney who was involved in a lot of this. His office. So, we need to make New York State great again. We need to make America great again. Vote Republican. Because things have got to change. Children have to stop being abused by the judges, the law guardians, and the social workers. And people should not be imprisoned in illegally closed courtrooms or deprived of their constitutional rights. To accord a proper jurisdiction, a jury trial, competent assistance of counsel, just to start with. So, vote Republican. Thank you.